how to live by drawing. So, one more time, help me welcome Dr. Salazar.
Yeah. This is more like a very interactive workshop dynamics. So I was wondering if the ones that are in the back could find some tables up front. Does anybody, if there's spaces, I will like everybody up front. Let's try to use all the space we have to use the table, but be close to the. Basically, I'm going to be doing a lot of interaction in terms of speaking English and Spanish with this form, so everybody in the room can benefit from learning this very incredible tool that was developed by Dr. Non Royal, who is the chief of the division of the Aging and Geriatrics, where Dr. Schillerstrom and I work. And we have just being amazed of all the information. Just a simple bedside cognitive testing, like drawing a clock, can give you lots of information about how the brain works. Okay, so we're going to start. So basically, here is an introduction of the clocks. I'm going to provide a little general information about the clock scoring, and provide examples of specific clock items, so you can follow me through the form, okay? So before we start talking about the clocks, I really want to let you guys know, antes de que hablemos acerca del clocks, quiero que ustedes sepan que cuando nosotros estamos haciendo un dibujo, como dibujar un reloj, estamos usando áreas cerebrales muy específicas. Y lo que muestra esta ilustración es la compaginación de los errores más comunes que se ven cuando estamos dibujando. For example, if you see here in image number 1, you might say, oh my God, this guy might have an impairment. Look at the clock. I mean, it has a lot of he has like probably something really going on. But actually, this guy, what he only has really is some graphical difficulties, because he probably has an underlying tremor, and it couldn't be that pathological. The other thing that is missing is his arrows. When you're really drawing a clocks, it is very important for you to pay attention to those small details. Just like putting an arrow to the clocks, it could give you lots of information regarding how the brain is functioning. And I'll show you the picture in a later. So basically, graphical difficulties. This is frontal lobe function. A stimulus-bound response. That meaning, like when you give the verbal instructions to draw clocks, cuando usted le da las funciones verbales al paciente de que dibuje un reloj, muchas veces el paciente tiene a dibujar errores que son estimulados por el comando verbal que usted le hace del reloj. Y eso está relacionado con la área orbitofrontal de los lóbulos frontales, como se pueden ver en esta imagen aquí, ¿no? Que al paciente se le dijo que ponga la hora, in English, 11 past 10, y él básicamente se dedicó a poner el arrow en el número 11, ¿cierto? Entonces es lo que llaman estímulos varios. El área de los déficits conceptuales están más localizados en el área de los lóbulos parietales. The parietal lobe is what really triggers the concept of what is a clock. So, los pacientes cuando empiezan a dibujar el reloj tienen déficits, se les olvidan los números o los empiezan a poner en desorden, y luego se les olvida completar el task, básicamente porque el concepto de cómo dibujar un reloj no lo tienen presente. So they forget and they don't complete the task. So those are the deficits. And then this is more spatial planning. And esto se ve muy frecuentemente en los pacientes con la enfermedad de Alzheimer. Recuerden que la área cerebral visoespacial, como hablaba el doctor Schillers, como el área parietal derecha, está bastante afectada en los pacientes con Alzheimer y tienen déficits tanto de planeación como de ubicación de los números en el reloj. Y entonces esto puede ser una área que ustedes también pueden evaluar, que llamamos nosotros de forma cualitativa. O sea, el reloj le da a usted información cualitativa acerca de cómo está funcionando el cerebro del paciente. ¿Okay? Y estas son ideas de perseveración. El paciente, usted le dice que haga el reloj y no para. Sigue escribiendo los números e inclusive sigue muy emocionado dibujando flechas. ¿Cierto? En los números que usted le indicó. Y es bastante, o sea, da una cantidad de información que usted se queda con la boca abierta. Y usted dice, ay, pero yo no creía que esta persona iba a tener tantos déficits de esa. Entonces, con una publicación reciente que me llamó mucho la atención para complementarla con la charla del doctor Roy acerca de cómo hacer el reloj, ¿no? Les voy a hacer también una transcripción de tipo neuroanatómica en este estudio de neuroimágenes de tipo funcional. Aquí se le pone a un paciente normal haciendo la copia de un reloj, pero al mismo tiempo se le están haciendo estudios de neuroimágenes y se iluminan estas áreas en el cerebro, básicamente las áreas frontales y parietales, ¿sí? Del hemisferio derecho y del hemisferio izquierdo. So both hemispheres are engaged when you're doing drawing clocks activity. Muchos de ellos están alrededor del área somatosensorial del lado derecho. Como ven ustedes aquí, toca mucho lo que es el área del brazo, donde uno está haciendo la actividad gráfica, la actividad del brazo y la mano, ¿no? The hand and the arm are elicited. Se ilumina también la área visual y del comportamiento de la recognition visoespacial y la integración de esa información, que es muy importante. Y en el lado izquierdo también lo que llamamos el área tan importante de sincronización de movimientos complejos, en el área premotora y en el área del área prefrontal, que está relacionada pues básicamente con la ejecución del reloj. Por eso el reloj que van a ustedes a aprender ahora es el más evolucionado y el que ha tenido más aceptación en cuanto que evalúa en forma muy precisa la función ejecutiva en minutos, ¿cierto? Solamente hacerlo rápidamente en cada uno de sus pacientes. Entonces, mire todo la información que nos está dando solamente con el dibujo de un reloj, ¿no? Esta es la correlación neuroanatómica también, haciendo un resumen de los errores comunes del reloj y su relación con los circuitos que hablábamos ahora, ¿no es cierto? Los errores gráficos de estímulo y perseveración, estamos hablando de los circuitos frontoestriatales, quiere decir la conexión de los lóbulos frontales con las estructuras subcorticales, que pueden ser como los ganglios basales que llamamos nosotros. Eso es lo que quiere decir estriatal, ¿no? También está, entonces aquí está, son lóbulos frontales, están estos errores. Los lóbulos temporales tienen que ver con los errores de tipo conceptuales y de memoria semántica, de memoria episódica, que son importantes para que uno pueda continuar la acción ejecutiva en el dominio del reloj. Y ya por último, los lóbulos parietales tienen que ver con errores de espacio y planeación, ¿sí? Lo que habíamos hablado ahora. Entonces, esos son los que están, esos tres lóbulos son los que están activados en la función de Entonces, vamos aquí atrás un poco. Vamos a empezar primero con el clock one, que quiere decir una condición de la función ejecutiva sin ayudarle al paciente. Eso es muy importante que lo aprendan, porque pues quiero que cada uno coja la hoja y mire las instrucciones que están. I want you guys to pick up the form and look at the letters that are bold, in bold. Those are the instructions that you're going to give to the patient. But what you actually do, I'm going to put this back here. So I'm gonna take you as my participant. La voy a tomar a ella como la participante. Entonces el clocks number one es muy sencillo. Lo primero que todo, tienen que ver que este círculo que ustedes ven está aquí prominente o is in a very bold area, because what you want to do when you're testing a patient is if the patient kind of has the perseveration of the intrusion of drawing the clocks in that area right here, right? This is like turning the page like this, okay? You guys got it? So, actually, esto se ve en el papel translucido y una persona normal usualmente no tiende a irse allá a copiarlo. Eso se llama estímulo bound effect. Eso es algo anormal. Si usted recibe indicaciones verbales, usted lo que tiende a hacer es dibujar el reloj en su propio espacio, en su propia comodidad, pero no tiende a irse hacia allá. Entonces es otra cosa que se evalúa la función ejecutiva cuando hacemos el reloj. Entonces usted simplemente voltea la hoja, si puede usar un clipboard, y lo que le dice al paciente son estas instrucciones. Las voy a leer en inglés primero y luego las voy a traducir al español. So, lo que le dice usted al paciente es: draw me a clock that says 1:45. Set the hands and the numbers on the face so that a child could read them. Si el paciente empieza inmediatamente a escribir, usted no le puede volver a ayudar. No le puede... muchas veces el paciente empieza a dibujar y luego pregunta: ¿cuál fue la hora que me dijo? ¿O qué quiere lo que haga? Usted tiene que quedarse callado y decirle: no le puedo ayudar más. ¿Por qué? Porque usted lo que hace es compensar por los déficits del paciente. So what you do is, if you help him or you answer further questions when the patient has started to draw the clock, you become literally the frontal lobes of the patient. So you're compensating his deficits. So you need to let him do the job. Don't feel the need of helping the patient to draw the clocks, because you missed the very first goal of the clocks, which is called impromptu, meaning without help, right? Just let him do it, okay? La traducción del clocks en español es básicamente: dibújeme un reloj que lee la 1:45, aquí es muy claro, ponga las manecillas y los números en la cara del reloj, así que un niño pueda leerlos. Y eso es lo que uno hace, ¿no? En la traducción. Es básicamente lo mismo. Y entonces usted lo deja que se desarrolle. Entonces ahora lo que quiero que sigan en la parte siguiente es que ustedes empiecen a seguirme aquí en cómo vamos a empezar a evaluar área por área, que son 15 puntos, que cada uno se le da un valor de 1 en el clocks one. Si lo hace o no lo hace, le da un punto si lo hace bien y un 0 si el paciente no pasa el examen. Entonces les voy a dar un ejemplo para que ustedes empiecen a decirme área por área qué puntaje le darían a cada paciente. Y al final yo les voy a decir cuál es la respuesta, a ver si cada uno tiene el score que debe ser para el clocks one. ¿Sí me entendieron? Ok, very good. So vamos a empezar, ¿no? Entonces quiero que empiecen a hacer el ejercicio. Vamos a leer la fórmula. Primero, so we're going to start doing the exercise. So we're going to read the elements of the clocks 1 that is in front of you. La página que está enfrente de ustedes. ¿Parece la figura un reloj? ¿Qué dicen a eso? ¿Parece esta figura un reloj? Ok, so pongan su puntaje. Más adelante les digo, ¿está la forma circular presente? Okay. ¿Son las dimensiones de más de un inche? So, lo que yo hago es que yo cojo esta medida de mi dedo. Esto es un inch, right here. Usted puede coger su dedo índice, lo dobla así, y si el reloj no cabe, el círculo no cabe dentro de esta medida de un inch, probablemente es un reloj que es menor del que una persona normal lo dibujaría. ¿Ok? Entonces eso es anormal. Si el reloj es muy chiquitico, entonces tampoco tienen punto. Entonces según eso, ustedes me lo van a hacer el score ahí. ¿Ok? Claro que esta escala, claro que se ve más grande en el pero les voy a decir que esa parte la pasó, ¿ok? El tamaño está apropiado. So the size is correct. Now, sigue lo otro. ¿Todos los números están dentro del perímetro? Ok, muy bien, exactamente. Hay algunos aquí que se salen, ¿cierto? Aquí está este afuera, el 12, el 1, básicamente están por fuera, otros que están como en el borde, ¿no? Entonces ahí le va dando el puntaje. Now, esto es muy importante, y lo cual se empieza al principio de, usted lo tiene que observar al paciente. You have to observe the patient for this item that is highlighted in a gray area, because it's very important. When you start drawing a clock, you have to make sure if this patient did this is order first. Si primero él dibujó el 12, luego el 6, de abajo, luego el 3 y luego el 9, ¿no? So de antemano le digo que este paciente no lo hizo de esa manera, ¿ok? Entonces ya ustedes pongan el score ahí que ustedes consideren. Ahora, en la otra parte, sigamos hacia abajo, let's keep moving forward. Es la simetría del reloj en cada uno de los lados, ¿no? Del 12 y del 6, si está preservada o está incorrecta. Entonces, alguien is anybody want to tell me if that's correct? La simetría de este reloj, ¿creen que está correcta o no? Yeah. So where is the problem? ¿Dónde está el problema? ¿Ah?
The 3 and the 9?
Right. Exactly. Y el espacio, si ven el espacio tan grande que hay aquí, no está correcto. Y el 3 está muy arriba, aquí está el 9. ¿Y qué más pasa ahí? Este paciente, si ustedes se acercan, aquí tiene, seguro, ahí se la soplé. Y eso también es error de espacio, ¿cierto? Hizo una perseveration of the number 10. Y eso o sea, está con errores conceptuales y de distribución del número. Entonces ese también se rajó ahí. Ahora, los números que sean solamente arábicos, o sea, este tipo de números, ¿no? Y no romanos, que son los, o sea, eso también es anormal. Si usted hace un reloj con los números romanos, se raja. Pierde. So if you use Roman numbers, that's not right, okay? You have, this is yeah, so that's not normal. Yeah. So we keep going. So you see how detailed is this test, assessing different things. Now then, only numbers 1 to 12 among the numerals present. So ya ustedes me dieron la respuesta. Bueno, pero ustedes la deben saber y pongan en su test. Pero eso lo vamos a revisar más adelante. ¿Creen que el número de 1 al 12 está intacto? Do you guys believe the numbers 1 to 12? Oh no, perdón, los números del 1 al 12 están presentes, los números. So only numbers 1 to 12 are present. So who says no? So why not?
11 says
Right. But the real question there is only numerals 1 to 12 are present. You're not seeing 13, 14, 15. So the patient does get 1 point. So he passed that one. Right? So be careful with that. Now the question is about the sequence that you were asking. La secuencia que usted estaba preguntando, ¿cierto? Ahí sí es la secuencia que sigue del 1 al 12. ¿Qué les parece esa respuesta? So is the sequence, esa es la que está impedida, ¿cierto? Entonces es un 0 ahí. Un 0 ahí. Ok. Now seguimos. Solamente 2 manos presentes. So ignoren los tick marks, que son a veces los pacientes ponen unos sectores ahí en el reloj. Entonces ustedes me dicen, basados en esta lectura, si ustedes le dan un punto o le dan un 0. ¿Ok? Está la hora, la aguja de la hora, entre el 1 y el 2. ¿Qué dirían ahí? Exacto, eso sería una pregunta porque tiene dos arrows que están muy largas, pero sí, una de ellas está apuntando entre 1 y el 2, ¿sí? Entonces usualmente al paciente se le da un punto por eso. Entonces ahí pasaría. ¿Okay? Y aquí está siguiendo la pregunta. El minutero. Does the minute hand is obviamente más larga que la de la hora? What do you think about that one? So perdió, ¿cierto? So yeah, this is the same side. So you have to have it shorter here and longer here when you're making the right hour. So that's why we like to put a clear hour, which is a 1:45. So you should put the shorter hand between 1 and 2, and the longer hand, the hour hand, pointing to 9. Okay? Okay. Perdón, la del minutero. Now, sí, la del minutero. Now, la otra parte es la de las intrusiones. So, tiene que cumplir todos estos requisitos que hablábamos ahora. La intrusión en la demencia es algo muy significativo que tenemos que descartar. Ahorita les voy a mostrar ejemplos de cada uno de estos errores que son muy comunes. The last example here about the intrusion. So none of the following. So if the hand is pointing inwards or is pointing to 4 or 5, if the number 145 is present, si el número 145 está dibujado en el reloj, eso también es anormal. Alguna notación como el 9, eso también es anormal. O las flechas para adentro, you know, the arrows pointing inward. La intrusión de la mano y la cara. Eso se ve muy frecuentemente. Ahorita les voy a mostrar unos casos ilustrativos de cómo los pacientes se guían es por eso. Que la mano, que la cara, cuando ustedes, the face or the hand, y ellos cometen errores de ese tipo. Ahora, también la intrusión del círculo se ve muy frecuentemente. Cuando el paciente va a dibujar el reloj, ahí mismo empieza a dibujarlo acá. Y no para, y empieza a hacer en su reloj ahí. So, vamos a continuar. Esto es lo que yo les decía, esto ya estamos usando el clock stew de ejemplo en cuanto a cómo se debe hacer un reloj normalmente. Se pone el 2, el 12, el 6, el 13, el 9. Eso lo haría una persona normal, no impedida. Y luego pondría usted luego los otros números. Serían el número 1, el número 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10 y 11. Y por último, lo que uno hace es poner las flechas. That's the last thing to do. You put the arrows here and the other one here. So, si ve la diferencia de este reloj a este otro, ¿sí? Este es un paciente normal o una persona y este es una paciente con impedimento cognitivo, ¿no? Ahí ustedes se van informando pues, de cómo evaluar. Este está muy bien distribuido, todos los números. All the numbers are really well distributed and they follow a very structure, you know, they don't go in circles. The patients also, when they're doing the numbers, they start doing like this, you know, and they do like that 3-dimensional scale. You're going to see that later. You know, they follow like the circle around when they're doing the clock. So that's interesting. So vamos a seguir. Entonces, ¿cuál fue el número que obtuvieron? What is the score for clocks 2? For clocks 1, I'm sorry. ¿Cuál es el score for clocks 1 of this patient? 7? 7. All right. Who has another number? 6. Woo! He's doing pretty poorly. Any other number? So any higher than 7? Huh?
9.
Okay. So vamos a mostrarlo aquí. Bueno, ya vamos a ir con este es el clocks 2. Este es muy sencillo. Usted simplemente dibuja el reloj del paciente como les acaba de mostrar y le dice al paciente copy the clock. Okay? Copy the clock. All right?
I have a question. What if, educational-wise, they just never understood the concept of reading the clock?
Yeah, esto ha sido estudiado. This has been studied before, and it doesn't have any bias in education about it. I mean, you should have learned how to do the clocks even if you didn't go to school. I mean, it will be unbelievable unless you grow in the jungle. You know, but you have seen like this clock over here. People grow the clock even if you never went to school. But you have heard about the timing and things like that.
You know what, but nowadays with the kids, you know, in school, because I work in the school district, they don't know the clock. So they'll look at the clock and go, no, I said, how do you tell the clock? Because they'll say, well, there it is. I said, look at the clock. I said, well, I don't know how to read that. This is not middle school or high school.
It's not something like you have to learn in school, really. It's something that you just do it, you know. It comes out.
Because I had a client that literally, he was a great man, and he barely writes his name, and he didn't know basic things like reading the clock. He just really didn't. It took him 3 hours to get to our office.
So probably that patient was not cognitively
Yeah, that's what he
functioning well.
he just was not educated. He was,
Yeah, that will be kind of a risk factor for
yes.
yeah, lower education is a risk factor for more illiteracy than level of education really. So the more illiterate you are, the more risk you have.
But the kids nowadays are learning.
But I can take your point, yeah.
Yeah, the kids nowadays are learning that. They're all looking up in the computer, or they look at it in their phone, and that's what they see. They've never learned the time. Because I'll ask some of the kids. I have alternative on the kids, and I said, "Well, what time is it?" They ask me. I said, "Well, look at the clock."
Jason, you have a comment on that?
No way.
You have a comment on that? They're asking that. What about like people that grew up without never learning how to write a clock?
Oh, well then you may not be able to use it for them.
Yeah. But that's very,
So,
but for me that's really rare. I mean, like, you know,
yeah, it is rare. It's
yeah,
very
because
rare.
that's
I mean,
something that comes as an instinct. You know?
Yeah, but it's becoming more prevalent now because of the kids. They don't. They look at it in the computer. They look at it as their.
Yeah, because you have to be able to count by 5, and some people just don't count.
No, but it really doesn't. It's based on some.
So I don't know that clock drawing has been validated in 16-year-olds.
Yeah, this is more. Yeah, this is for elderly population.
70-year-olds.
Yeah, what I'm talking about here is process Alzheimer's.
Okay.
It's an elderly population. So it's not really, yeah, you shouldn't do this in
Yeah.
children.
50 years from now, we'll have to have them draw a digital clock and give them a trophy when they get it correct.
Draw a phone.
Right.
Or draw one. Yeah.
So I want you guys to also rate clocks too, which is, so what you need to do is you run the station, you watch you how to draw the clock, which I showed you earlier, putting the 12, 6, 3, 9, then the numbers and then the arrows. And then you just hand the form to the patient and tell him, draw me a clock. Okay? So that's the second part, the copying the clock. That's the only thing you say. So he should start copying the clock. And this is what you get. Okay? So why don't you guys take the time and score clocks 2. So remember, clocks 1 is in the back of the page, and clocks 2 is in the front of the page. So try to do the exercise you already went through here, and try to score this. So pay attention. So tell me guys when you're finished. You guys want help?
We just need to know if they put the 12, 3, 6, or 9 first, because we didn't watch them do it.
You did.
We did.
Good question. All right, so we're going to continue. So this is just a reminder of how to score it. So you should put those numbers first for the clocks 2. Then you put the, you need to put the 2 hands. You need to have the both arrows. It has to be between 1 and 2. That's how you used to do it. So that's a perfect 15. So the clocks is scored from 0 to 15. 15 is normal. 0 is very impaired. All right. So here's the results. Right here, he actually scored 9 on the clock. Right. So the correct scores for the clocks 1, so you guys know, is 10 or below 10. So that's abnormal. So this patient has impaired executive function. So he's missing, he failed clock number 1 because the score fall between the normal range, which is if you score 10 or less, you're impaired. Okay? For clocks 2, you have to score less than 12. Even sometimes 12 could be significant sometimes. So you have to be even, so the cutoff score actually for clocks 2 is 12. So actually less than 12 is impaired. So 12, you get concerned about the patient. Actually, so he failed both parts of the clocks, clocks 1 and 2. So the executive function part and the visual spatial part of the clocks, which Dr. Schillenstrom was talking about. How important it is to predict functional studies and this to predict survival over time. So this is part of the mini mental, the pentagon drawing, which sometimes is not enough to evaluate visual spatial skills. Like in this patient, he passes the pentagon skills, and this is a more specific test to test how the patient is being evaluated with a simple test in different domains, executive function and visual spatial skills. So he missed it here. The mini mental miss is part of it. So this is to compare. Look, this patient is a very healthy individual. He's 82 years old. Es un paciente que simplemente vive en su comunidad de retiro. Tiene 82 años de edad. Tiene una Exit 25 de 8, que está súper bien, ¿cierto? The higher the number, si el número está más alto, peor la función ejecutiva. O sea, esto está súper bien en 8, ¿no? Usualmente el puntaje que se usa es de 15 para arriba, es un puntaje anormal, ¿no? Como lo demostraba ahora Dr. Schillenstrom, el paciente que tenía score here 20, and he did terrible in clocks 1 and 2. And the mini mental is 29 to this patient. So, a pesar de que él tiene el temblor aquí, eso no significa nada, really. So having this tremor and looking like that, the clocks is for this 82-year-old is really looking pretty good. Okay. So you see the difference. So this is a patient, a 61-year-old with Alzheimer's, paciente joven. 61 años de edad solamente, con enfermedad de Alzheimer, en el cual el clocks 1, mire lo que digo. So it could be very eye-opening. It's like, oh my God, I didn't know this could be, he could drop something like that. So, claro que usted tiene que tener mucho cuidado. Un paciente de esto, usted lo tiene que mandar a evaluación a un especialista, ¿cierto? Que lo evalúe. porque esto también puede ser un signo de un tumor cerebral, ¿cierto? Que el paciente tenga un impedimento porque tenga una masa ahí a nivel cerebral. O sea, es un diagnóstico de exclusión, pero le ayuda a usted a really evaluar la función ejecutiva. It really helps you tell you about the insight of how the patient's brain is working. Like I mentioned to you before with the slides, the correlations of the clock run. Okay? So, it's a rec. Zero, dos. Look at this. And very correlated with the monumental. So probably this patient, this already has established diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease with a very high exit score, like 31. My goodness, this is really high. So it's really impaired per patient. And he's in the severe range of Alzheimer's stage. Okay. So this is another example how the clocks can help you differentiate between several types of dementia. How we talked earlier, like it could be two different types of dementia. When we talk about demencia type 2, cuando hablamos de demencia de tipo 2, estamos hablando básicamente de una demencia de tipo subcortical o de tipo vascular. Yeah, whenever we're talking about these phenomenological differences between dementias, so the classic type 1 dementia is what we call cortical dementia or Alzheimer's type of dementia. And the vascular type is the classic type 2 dementia or subcortical type, that it tends to affect discordant score. It's like a discrepancy between the score of clocks 1 and clocks 2. So the patient has a terrible executive function, but when you do clocks 2, his visual spatial skills are very well preserved because his main problem isn't the subcortical area, not in the cortex. So that's why he's able to, the right parietal cortex is intact, so he's able to draw the clocks very well. Unless he has an infarct on the right parietal cortex, then he will be impaired involved. But it's just, this is an illustration of how sometimes this can help you differentiate a patient with type 2 vascular dementia. Usually these patients also has a very high exit score because it evaluates very sensitive, the frontal subcortical structures on the exit. And usually it misses. The mini mental is terrible to evaluate patients with vascular dementia because it misses all this. So it's not good unless it's too advanced in the disease process. But for early detection, probably you have to do, that's why they kind of go each other. We always do in our clinic, we combine the mini mental for cortical function, integrity with the clocks to evaluate for the subcortical structures and visual spatial skills and executive function, okay? Which is very important. So es muy importante integrar ambos tests, el mental status exam con el clocks, para tener una idea más generalizada del paciente. Y aún más, si tiene tiempo, hacer el test de función ejecutiva, que son 25 años, le da una idea global del paciente bastante precisa de cómo está funcionando el cerebro. So this is our examples of intrusions and perseverations. So this patient, when you read the instructions about here, draw me a clock that says 1:45, set the hands and the numbers on the face so that a child could read them. That's the only thing he kind of sticking in his mind, and he started writing, by fives, 12, 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and then the 45, that's an intrusion right there, you see? Then 50, and then you wrote a 1 here, and then he starts pointing arrows to all directions. So yeah, really impaired, right? So this is a very bad shape in terms of the visual, facial, and perseveration skill. When you tell the patient to draw a clock, the only thing he keeps drawing circles. You know, sometimes you have to stop the patient, because he will keep going. So this is I'm talking about Alzheimer's disease patients in the elderly population. Okay, so that's to be taken into consideration. Taking in that context, we're evaluating elderly people. Do this when they really have dementia. So look at right here. This is the perseveration of the numbers. So they write 145, or they keep going here and go straight, or they do the sectoring marks, like I'm showing here. So this is a patient, hard to score that one too. So basically misses the numbers and only put the circle and the two arrows here. So that's usually, you see that in clocks 1. Executive impairment. So right here is another form of the errors that I was talking earlier. The normal elements of the clock to your left is apathetic errors, and you can see in patients with, where we're talking about patients with early behavioral disturbances of dementia. They just get stuck here and they don't go farther. Or they go the other way around, which is disinhibition. It's another behavior. They just keep going. You know? So it goes by, it divides the points here and identifies and divided by like that. It's very interesting. One per patient can do this. So that's another example. So someone was talking about they turn the square and how to draw. That's how the digital clocks. So they can do this one. So, yeah, you have, like you're saying, you have to evaluate this within a context. You know, and it's in this patient has had progressive cognitive deterioration. When it's down to this, it really illustrates that something really is going on. So you have to prove. Sometimes you guys were talking about earlier, like how can I convince my loved one that he's really impaired? This is very illustrative for the patient. You see, look what I have done. Look, this is bad. Like in front of a physician, sometimes they realize how impaired they are, and they give, oh yeah, take my keys away from me. I'm not gonna drive anymore. So it's important, or the family member is in the room, not the patient, because usually the patient has poor insight, but he realizes that his spouse got really concerned, and you're not gonna drive anymore. So you kind of come into an agreement. So I do that with the patients all the time in my clinic. With the family members next to me, I test the patients, so they know, oh my God, yeah, he's really impaired. I need to do something about it. So get to denial, because we are all afraid of accepting that your relative might have Alzheimer's disease. It's like the prohibited word in our culture. We don't want to hear that. We're just too scared to deal with this. So this is examples of how illustrative art. You see the intrusion, he went straight to the circle here. And that's all, that's how far as he went. You know? He's stuck there. Also there's some research talking about like patients with Alzheimer's disease pathology. They tend to have the circles sometimes are gigantic, like go, whoo, you know. And it's pretty abnormal. You know, micrographia, you see more in patients with Parkinson's disease or Huntington's disease, patients that have other subcortical type of dementia. You know. So they tend to write very small. Patients with Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer patients tends to write bigger. Okay, so that's something that is. This is another scoring. So he put the numbers completely outside of the circle. That's also abnormal. Believe it or not. You should put the numbers inside the circle. And this is an example of sectoring marks. Sectoring marks. Sectoring marks. That's abnormal too. Yeah, I think this is an example of patient with this tends to pass the clock swarm. You know, if you go by the rule, you didn't do too bad here. You know, it's very important to have the 12, the 6, the 3, and the 9, to have the arrows, and I mean to have the arrows and to have the pointing correctly. Usually that gives you a good score on the clocks. Okay, so that's an elemental part of the clocks. But this is worse. This is not good. So it has the arrows pointing inward. So it's very, it has intrusions on considerations, errors of concept, and missing numbers. You see the space is really impaired. That's very, very, very typical in patients with Alzheimer's. Yes?
I was just gonna say, with the time of 1:45, this person, it's almost like you can tell, they know what time it is, but they can't put it down.
Yeah, they can't
Can't
figure it
illustrate
out.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The concept.
For them to get that close, you know.
Exactly. You know, as you know in Alzheimer's, you know, start affecting the parietal lobes, and frequently in the disease process, and they have this problem with the concept and distribution of the numbers. So they can't figure it out. You see, this is what they do. So they can retrieve whatever they can. So if they completely have forgotten about the Arabic number, they start using Romans. So you just get whatever you have left, you know, in your brain, you use it. So you start doing this.
I know, but some watches have the Roman numerals.
Exactly. So,
You're not growing up with.
but they kind of have that intrusion of copying or doing that like that. But this is the opposite, right?
Military time.
Never stop. That's military time, yeah, to catch that. So probably this patient was in the military. That's important. That's absolutely right. Exactly. And there you go. He pointed to the knife. To the one, but he did all the way. So that's concept. And separation.
The one on the right, is that a fail?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, like, to me, when I saw that, I thought, well, the instructions said to make it easy for a child to read.
That's abnormal. That's what we call to be very concrete. You have stimulus-bound errors. So that's very orbital. So yeah.
To me, it was
So
like,
not only
you made
patients that
it
start having
friendly.
advanced dementia, they just take your work, you know, still, and they think that's what you want. So I'm going to show you about that more, because not only that, they start drawing like children, you know, smiley faces.
Oh, right.
So it's sort of, so this is about the perseveration with the arrows, and yeah, this is the one we saw earlier. Yeah, the concept of distribution. Yeah, the intrusion.
You want 145?
See the 145 in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, 145.
So like you're saying, they cannot figure out what you're trying to tell them. They're processing verbal information. So we're talking about the loop of the phonological loop. It's trying to connect with your upper cortical functions. And it just cannot go. That's what and this is the circle, and we start doing the writing. This is the one that is. This reminds me about, this is actually it's a. I mean, he's kind of there, but you see, it's kind of a third dimension. That doesn't look like here. He puts here like some thickness, and then he starts doing a wrong.
So he turned the paper as he was doing that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This is also normal, but you don't draw like I showed you earlier. So going like that, you see how it works. So let's see. This is the one that I was talking about.
That was from
Don't
someone.
get excited. So this was done by a child.
I was going to say.
You see, so the patient tends to do function like a level of a child. So remember that as we age, we kind of regress and we start behaving like children, and we just do whatever we're told, right? So as you mature, you're not supposed to do those things. That's why you have your frontal lobes to guide you and do executive function and normal judgment. But kiddos, that's what they do. They're just fascinated with the task. And this is what you do.
Unless it's an ordinary kid that is just, and my mom, when she became Alzheimer's like that, but the doctor would ask her questions. I said, well, how many kids do you have? And then he would repeat it, and he says, that stupid doctor keeps forgetting.
I'm going to show you more like observations that really were important. So this is from a real patient with Alzheimer's. So this is what he was really impaired. And who guys, what is this?
That's the hand.
Yes. That's the hand. Right there.
It said draw a hand on it.
Exactly.
So a child.
So
The face of a clock.
So these are examples of severe injury. Okay.
Now that was done by an adult.
Now, when drawing fails, language wins. How interesting. So he's just grasping whatever he has left. His language is what is preserved, and he tries to complete the task. So he goes through executive, he's trying to writing. So his language is trying to complete the task. And of course, his score is completely zero. This is what he has. The only task he did well, he puts cats and dogs on the fire. So language. Use another So you see how useful this can be. And this is just the analysis of the royal with the patients with baby cases. The sensitivity is 77. It's not completely ideal, but it's a very good screen. Everything higher than 70%, I think it's pretty good. So that's why the clocks, any clocks, you cannot take it as an only assessment tool to evaluate dementia. It's just a screening tool. So we can say the patient, he needs part of the evaluation, he needs our referral so we can make a diagnosis for this patient. Okay? This is the overall. The clock score between the dementia types, the gastroenterology study as well. Up here is the type 2 dementia, and down here is Alzheimer's disease. So they usually fail both tests. Patients with Alzheimer's, patients with vascular dementia, they usually fail clocks 1 only. So now, this is to illuminate you guys too, that this type of test is not specific to Alzheimer's disease. So this patient is a 52-year-old male with depression. So his clock isn't there. So it's just to illustrate that it captures how terrible depression can be. It also alters cognitive function. If you give this patient medication over time, his clock tends to change. So that's why it's so important to rule out major depressive disorder before you jump into diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. You need to make a very good clinical impression about this patient. Okay? So this is another patient, 52-year-old with alcohol dependence and major depression. El paciente con dependencia del alcohol y depresión mayor. ¿Sí? So, la depresión puede afectar mucho la parte cognitiva y es uno de los diagnósticos que usted tiene que excluir antes de diagnosticar a un paciente con enfermedad de Alzheimer. Okay? Yeah, that's vascular dementia. Un paciente con HIV infection. Pacientes con daño renal. Paciente con esquizofrenia, que es lo que llamaba Emil Kurtelin, que era un psiquiatra pues muy famoso, que es básicamente el padre de la psiquiatría. Llamaba a este estadio lo que llamamos demencia precoz. Tienen alterada la función ejecutiva completamente. Este paciente está en un estado maníaco. Si ven, he's in a manic state. He has a psychiatric disorder, and he's, you see how he draw the sun? He wasn't told to draw that, but he was just in this state of elation. That he's so happy, sunny, That's how he was reflecting his state of mind. So it can really kind of give into a lot of indications about the patient's state of mind. Yeah, it's a very serious psychiatric disorder. Come out. So you see a lot of stuff. So I basically promoted this test to please use it. It's very, very helpful. Illustrates the evaluator and the families how relative can be.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so next time you forget your keys, go ahead and draw the clock.
Let's see if I can.
Okay, so now it is lunchtime. It is 12:35. We'll start at 1:35 with our next speaker. So you have 1 hour. You have plenty of options. If you want your own lunch, you can eat it here or in the back room or in the cafeteria. That's on the second floor. We'll have people guide you there. And of course, if you want to go outside for Cheesy Jane's or the other restaurants, the fish place, go ahead and go to the first floor exits, and then you should come back in time, and we'll get ready for lunch time. Thank you very much.
Excellent day.
Okay.